Now it's time for our request program, A Jolly Good Show, presented by Dave Lee Travis.
Well, there it is, the most recognizable piece of music in the known universe, and on Mars, and Uranus, and Pluto, and X34. Yes, they all know that piece of music as being the signature tune to A Jolly Good Show from the BBC's Wild Service. We have 45 minutes of 4th century poetry reading that I'm sure you'll find fascinating. No, David. We know what you're going to do. You're going to play great music. You're going to say hello to our friends over the world. And you're going to give us a T-shirt, maybe. Kenny Bleisch from Elizabeth, South Australia, says, greetings, Dave and Major Overall. Despite your smashing show being on at an ungodly hour, 1:45 on Wednesday morning, I listen to you and Major Overall each time the show is on. It never ceases to amaze me how popular your show is with people of all cultures all over the world. So I would like to request a song that says what you do each and every week. So could you play Status Quo's Rockin' All Over the World? Good point. And I've got a point for you as well, Kenny. What you've just said about us being on at an ungodly hour of 1:45 on a Wednesday morning, things may well change soon, because I happen to know that there is, well, it's secret. I don't know whether I should tell you, but there are going to be some changes coming soon in which your programs in your area will be at a more realistic time for you. So if you all get a pen and paper ready, I'll give you time. A little later in the program, Major Overall will remind me, and I'll tell you about this because it's quite exciting news. Okay, now to the record you've asked for. It is Status Quo, rocking all over the world.
Giddy up and get away, or we're going crazy.
Status quo, rocking all over the world, mate. That's what we do on a Jolly Good Show. Yes, we do. Neil Garvey has written in from Tala in Kenya with a challenge. And said, firstly, I challenge you to pronounce the name of my school over the radio. Well, that's easy. It's Gumutoi. Yeah, Gumutoi Youth Polytechnic. What's difficult about that? Oh, anyway, secondly, I'm a Rufty-Tufty VSO volunteer in Kenya. That's pronounced VSO, by the way. I teach masonry in a small technical school in a rural part of eastern Kenya. I'll bet you've got a heart of stone, haven't you? I would like you to play a Rufty-Tufty track. What is it with this person with all this Rufty-Tufty stuff? Dedicated to all other Rufty-Tufty volunteers in Kenya, Africa, and the world. Also, not forgetting that you may send me a large Rufty-Tufty T-shirt. Right. Here's the Rufty-Tufty record, then.
You treated me bad. Now what can I say? You told me you loved me, but it never felt that way. I tried so hard to carry on, but you left me there alone. Now you're trying to say, don't treat you this way, but don't you know I don't need your love. Don't give me your life, give me your life. Hey, hey, oh. Don't give me your life, give me your life. Hey, hey, oh. Don't give me your life, give me your life. Hey, hey, oh. Don't give me your life, give me your life. Hey, hey, life doesn't mean nothing to you, nothing to you. Cheating and flirting is all you're fit to do. I tried so hard to carry on, but you left me there alone. Now you're trying to say, don't treat you this way, but don't you know I don't need your love. Don't give me your life, give me your life. Hey, hey, oh. Don't give me your life, give me your life. Hey, hey, oh. Don't give me your life, give me your life. Hey, hey, oh. Don't give me your life, give me your life. Hey, hey, oh. Don't give me your life. Don't give me your life. Oh no. I tried so hard to carry on, but you left me there alone. Now you're trying to say, don't treat you this way, but don't you know I don't need your love. Give me your life, give me your life.
Don't give me your life. I've got one of my own. That's Alex Party, and that was especially for Neil Garvey at that pronounced Youth Polytechnic. Major Overall.
Hello?
Pass me the trumpet.
Here you go.
Thank you. Question is, Major, how do I manage to make one trumpet sound like about 3 or 4 of them, with a bend as well?
Overblowing.
Overblowing, yes, it's a big problem indeed. And it does mean that our off-the-wall selection is about to come forth. Or maybe even come second and win a better prize. We have a few names, first of all. Ms. Lopamudra from Darara in India. Please play a great piece of music from your private collection for my sister Bunu, who's a science student and is preparing for her final exams in April. And Ashley Avis from Guildford in Surrey says, please play a tune for my pen friend, Evelyn Alexander, on the beautiful Caribbean island of Dominica. And finally, Brima Bojang from Banjul in the Gambia says, I'd like you to dedicate some very beautiful music from your best collection for the listening pleasure of the following. Fabakari Sane and Moro Sesai Brufut and Mustafa Sesai of my village. Okay, the piece of music this week is, well, I think truly a classic piece of music. It's by one of the best voices of the last 10 years. Her name is Anita Baker, and this just hasn't been requested by any of you people around the world, so I thought I'd put it right. It's not that unusual, it's just beautiful. Anita Baker, Caught Up in the Rapture. Delightful stuff. That was our off-the-wall slot this week, which came from Anita Baker. It's called Caught Up in the Rapture, and I just thought it was about time that was played again. Don't forget that this is the one slot in the program where I choose something myself from the collection at home and play it in the hopes that you will enjoy it, bop around to it, or just get all smoochy. If you'd like to be part of our off-the-wall gang, then drop us a line with your name, of course, and any dedications, and please put on the outside of the envelope "off the wall," and it will help us. I'll give you the full address at the end of the program as usual. Now,
Florida Johannes from Ethiopia writes, Dear Dave, hello. I've written to you before, but you didn't even read one of my letters. But now you have to, because I would like a dedication to someone special. And I have told him to listen to your program so you can hear it. His name is Daniel Bezabel, and I'd like you to play him Sacrifice by Elton John. Please, please, please. Actually, funnily enough, thinking about the fact that your friend's name is Daniel and you like Elton John, I was surprised that you didn't actually want us to play Daniel for him. But obviously, Sacrifice is something tasty. It's coming up for you right now. Hope you enjoy it. Sacrifice from Elton John. A reminder, you're listening to the BBC Wild Service. It's a jolly good show. Back at the beginning, we had a letter from Kenny Bleich from Elizabeth in South Australia, who mentioned that he listens to this smashing show, that although it was on at some ungodly hour, which was 1:45 on a Wednesday morning. And I did mention then that there is hope for people who are listening to this program at a strange time. So if you've got those pens and paper ready that I told you about before, I'm going to give you an address in a moment, which is quite important. Basically, there's been a problem, I suppose, for everybody, because around the world, different time zones, somebody will be listening to it at a good time, others will listen to it in the early hours of the morning, and perhaps they would find it just a little strange or a little awkward. Well, all that's going to change, because from April the 1st, the BBC World Service is attempting to fit its day around yours. Whatever part of the world you live in, the times of your favorite programs are going to improve. They're going to be put on at a more realistic time, at a time that you would like to hear them. Now, this means that some programs are going to change in their time slots, but you can find out precisely how they're going to change by getting hold of the BBC World Service Guide. This is the address. It is the BBC World Service Guide, P.O. Box 76, Bush House, London. All right, it's a fairly simple address to remember, but I'll give it you one more time. It's the BBC World Service Guide, P.O. Box 76, Bush House, London. Write out now and get yourself that guide. It'll be useful, I promise you. Now, on with the program, and Tamsin Morik from Mabato in South Africa says, Dear DLT, I've listened to your show for the past 5 years. I really enjoy it. Please could you play Venus as a Boy by Björk? Also, could you send a T-shirt in large? I'd be most grateful if you'd do that. Thank you, Tamsin Morik. Okay, we have the lady for you. This is Björk and Venus as a Boy.
Exciting sound, his finger
That's Bjork, Iceland's greatest export, and Venus as a Boy. It's time now for our pop pal. Cop for this.
Across the water, edge across the sky.
Our pop pal this week is Fiore Tsegai, who comes from Asmara in Eritrea and writes, I'm writing to you from Eritrea's capital city, Asmara, believing that you can help me in finding pen friends. Well, we will certainly try. My name is Fiore, and I'm a young girl of 18. I completed 11th grade last year. Playing basketball, music, reading, movies, collecting autographs, and making pen friends are my favorite hobbies. Well, if you want to write to Fiore, then it's the following address: Pop Pal Eritrea, A Jolly Good Show, BBC World Service, Bush House, London. I'll repeat that again after we've heard the three favourite songs, well, at least heard one of them, the number one favourite, in reverse order as usual. At number 3, Fiore's third favourite record is End of the Road, Boys to Men. At number 2, Rod Stewart, Have I Told You Lately? And I get the idea that Fiore is a bit of a softie at heart. Number 1, it's Michael Bolton and Soul Provider.
Talk about love, talk about trust, talk about forever, baby, when you talk about us. Give you my word, stick to my guns. Believe me when I tell you, baby, and we just begun. You don't understand, no.
Michael Bolton and Soul Provider, which is the number 1 favourite record of our pop pal this week, who is Fiore from Asmara in Eritrea. Now, if you want to write to Fiore, the address is Pop Pal Eritrea, Jolly Good Show, BBC World Service, Bush House, London. And as usual, let me tell you that's the address to write to should you wish to become a pop pal yourself. You tell us about yourself. You tell us how wonderful and warm-hearted you are and how you're desperate to get letters from people all around the world, and tell us your 3 favorite records and we'll play the number 1 for you. Now, last record time on the program, Irina Sedlakova from Rekani Uberna in the Czech Republic writes, Dear DLC, I give up. I've been listening to your show for just about 1 month, and I think it's a very interesting and entertaining program. I am a 20-year-old medical student, and music is one of my hobbies. I like lots of groups and artists, but there are just 4 I really love. The Beatles, R.E.M., Blur, and Oasis. I should be very happy if you could play for me an older one by R.E.M. It's The End of the World as We Know It. I'm not sure it's such a good idea to finish a World Service program with that particular title, but yes, you're the boss. Thank you very much, it says. By the way, R.E.M. are coming to Prague in March to perform live. I look forward to their concert very much. To tell the truth, I can't wait. Yours sincerely, Irina Sedlakova. P.S. I'd be very grateful if you'd send me a white BBC T-shirt. Thank you. White? I don't know. I'm not sure what you get when you're sent one of these shirts. It could well be a dark blue one, but that's as close to white as we can get. But you never know, do you? Thank you, Irina. It's really nice to hear from you. And you've only been listening for 1 month, and I've only been here for 18 years. So I'll try and hang around a little bit longer so that you and I can get to know each other better. All right, here's R.E.M.
That's great. It starts with an earthquake, birds and snakes, an airplane. And Lenny Bruce is not afraid. I have a hurricane. Listen to yourself. Churn world serves its own needs. Dummy, serve your own needs. Beat it up an ox, speak, grunt, no strength. The ladder starts to clatter with fear. Fight down, high wire in a fire. Represented 7 games in a government for hire in a combat site. And that's the Western coming in a hurry with the furies beating down your neck. Team my team reporters babble Trump, tethered prop. Look at that, no plane, fine, then overflow. Population common through what it'll do. Save yourself, serve yourself, world serves its own needs. Listen to your heartbeat, dummy with the rapture and the reverend and the right. You patriotic, slam, fight, right, high feeling, pretty sight. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine. 6 o'clock TV hour, don't get caught in foreign tower, slash and burn, return. Listen to yourself churn. Lock it in, uniform and book, burning blood, letting every motive escalate. Automotive incinerate, light a candle, light a motor, step down, watch your heel, crush. This means no fear, cavalier, renegade, steer clear. Tournament of lies. Offer me solutions, offer me alternatives, and I decline. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. I feel fine.
If there are any listeners of a nervous disposition, we'd like to point out that it's only the song which is saying this is the end of the world as we know it. We are still here, just hanging on by our fingernails. That's REM and the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. It's time for us to go now, so it's the end of this show as we know it, but we will be back again shortly. All right. Now, if you'd like to write to us, then do so. Thank you. If you don't, well, don't bother. No, we love getting letters from you. We get loads and loads of them, and thank you. The address, as usual, is DLT, A Jolly Good Show, BBC Wild Service, Bush House, London. That's DLT, not DLC, A Jolly Good Show, BBF World Service, Bush House, London. Thanks very much for listening in. On behalf of Major Overall and myself, until the next time, whatever else you do, stay healthy. See you soon. Bye-bye.
That address, once again, if you'd like to write to A Jolly Good Show, is Dave Lee Travis, A Jolly Good Show, BBC World Service, Bush House, London. And Dave, of course, will be back at the same time next week. And don't forget that if those letters don't come in, well, then there's no Jolly Good Show.